I love this thought. I love this idea that Unity believes so strongly in that we stand on the precipice, if you will, of a brand new year. So my question for you is, now what? Do you know that the universe is literally standing there asking you that question every single day? Every single minute of your existence? The universe is literally asking you, now what? And so now we have this opportunity to actually stand fully in our power or not. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to push you. No one's going to make you do anything you don't want to do. But the universe is literally waiting for you to respond and tell it how you are going to decide to show up. And this is a time of year where it really comes into focus a lot. It's not that it's not always there. It is. It's kind of like, gravity. It's always on. But this is the time of the year, and that's why this can be such an exciting time of the year, or it can just be like, it's just another day. It's just another time of the year. It's no big deal. Nothing's going to change. Everything's going to be the same that it's always been, and it's going to just be that way. And when you show up like that, the universe goes, okay. Or you could say, hey, you know what? I believe that I'm a divine child of God, and I believe that in the present moment, like Deepak Chopra says, there's infinite possibilities. And the only thing I need to do is decide which one of those infinite possibilities feels good to me and which is the one that I want to follow, which is the one that I want to do, and that I can actually do something about that. So in other words, it doesn't have to be the same old, folks. That's the beauty and the power when you start to play in this game, when you finally step into your real divinity. When you step into a new year, you step into that new possibility and go, man, instead of looking at it like, oh man, here's where I'm at and this is what's going on and it's hard and everything else like that. And believe me, I lived there for a long time. And it happens to the best of us. We get caught, don't we? That's the reality of it. But what I'm hoping, my hope and prayer for you this year is that maybe you could stop for a minute and go, tap the brakes on that thought, instead of think like, hey, wait a minute. Maybe we could do things a little bit differently. And maybe we could stand on the ground of infinite possibilities. And maybe at that point in time, then you can start looking at things like, well, what if? And what if? And what if? And to me, that's where I think the magic comes in, is when we can let go of all of the limited beliefs we have about ourselves, all the limited beliefs we have about God, all the limited beliefs we have about each other, and we choose to do something a little bit differently. And maybe instead of looking at all the separation and the division and the fear and everything else that's going on, maybe we can talk about, how about choosing unity consciousness instead of separation? How about love instead of anger and hate? How about, how about community? How about the things that could really, really change things if we started to show up and decide to be a little bit differently? How about showing up in your power and saying, well, we can either look at everything that's going on the planet right now and not do anything about it, or what if we decided, no, we can do something about it? Because remember, we were told by a pretty cool teacher once that where two or more are gathered. Yeah? You following me? Yeah, two or more are gathered. In the midst I will be. And what Jesus was really talking about when he said that specifically was my spirit or Christ consciousness will be. And when you're bringing two or more together in Christ consciousness, there is no limits. That's what he was talking about at that point in time. You can change anything. There's a teaching that goes something like this. It doesn't matter if it's a button or if it's a castle. You can manifest anything that you want. It's not a difference of more or less energy. It's the notice or the intention that you set behind something. So in other words, God doesn't look at things and go, whoa, that's a really big one and that's a really little one. That's not the way it works at all. And so when you think about that, then all of a sudden it's like, you mean we really could make a difference on this planet? You mean I really could make a difference in my own life? You mean I really could make a difference with the people that are around me? You mean we could really make a difference in our community? We can really make a difference. Yes, we can, if we set our minds to it. If there's anything that I can do to help you understand that and open your eyes to the possibility of what is truly inside of you, which is the message that Jesus had, the Fillmores had, all the masters that have walked on this planet, they all had the same message. You are divine. That is who you really are. Don't ever forget that. And so my hope and prayer for you is in 2026 that you open yourself up to possibility of who you really are. Not what everybody else says that you are, not what your mom, your dad, your grandparents, unless, of course, they told you you were a divine child of God. Keep that one. Keep that one. But the rest of it, what if we just push ourselves a little bit this year? Why don't we make this year the year of possibilities on what we can do individually and collectively to really help this planet out and do what we can to do our part, to become a servant, to open ourselves up to serving the light and love, and see where that takes us. To me, that sounds like an amazing dance, and I would love to do it with you all.